Hello Super Trinis, and welcome to the first rant of the year. And we're going to start off the year with a bang. The first rant is going to be about the recent developments of, well, not recent, it's been going on for a while now, but it's made headlines again because our Prime Minister submitted on Friday the amendments to the Constitution that he proposes. And there's been a lot of reaction across the board, some positive, some negative. I'm obviously going to give my opinion. What he has proposed essentially is the three main points. The first point is that they're going to create the position of the president and a vice president who would be selected from the elected members of parliament. How exactly they're going to do that, I'm not exactly sure. I think they're going to have some kind of vote or something, but again, you see, details about what he's proposing are very sketchy, and most of our sources are from our own media, local media, which isn't exactly very thorough, but best as we can tell, this is what he proposes. And this president, essentially, he would not be a figurehead president like what we have now, right? We have obviously been functioning as a nation with a Westminster system which we inherited from our colonial days. And seeing as we're such an infant nation, I mean, we're barely 50 years young, I'm not really seeing the justification for us making such drastic measures to go from a Westminster system to a presidential system, not unlike the American system, which I'm sure functions well for them. But we haven't even proven ourselves capable of maximizing our system of governance within the parameters provided from the Westminster system. And they just want to give up on it essentially and move to something completely different. There are a number of issues I have with this. The first is, I am not anti-Manning. I want to make that very clear. I am pro-Trinidad. The only thing I'm anti is anti-stupidity. And so far, everything about this proposal just, there isn't any reasoning or logic behind it, other than what I can see, a shift of power. It takes away a lot of the power of the opposition. Not that our opposition is functioning in its full capacity as it is right now, because it's not. Right? Essentially, what our opposition does is just talk in Parliament, and nothing gets done. Right? But what little power they have would be essentially stripped away even more. And this president, whoever that person may be, would have a lot more power. Now, I'm not anti-Manning getting into the position of president, because firstly, we don't actually know that Manning wants to become the president. His naysayers, of course, saying this is where this is going. I am not one to argue with that, because given on his track record, in terms of his behavior, his actions, the way he conducts his governance over the last how many years, one can see where people will be deducing that, because it's going in that direction. I mean, he hasn't officially said it, but it's pretty obvious. If we're being paranoid, I don't know. Time will tell. But I have a main problem with this in that the existing system, we have the judiciary system, the executive and the legislative branches of government, which are three separate entities. Under this new system, it would be almost merged into one. The judiciary would be appointed by the president, whoever that person is, and he would be pulled from the legislative. So I'm not anti-Manning getting into this position. I am anti anyone getting into this position. No one person should have this much power in government in Trinidad, whether it's Manning, Pandey, Indira Gandhi, Mickey Mouse, I don't care. No one person should have that much power. And this is what I take issue with. And I hope a lot of people would feel that way too. We have this very almost nonchalant, disenfranchised, disillusioned way of looking at government, and just they put stuff out there and we just ignore it and go about our business. I don't think it's any coincidence he's implementing this proposal now in the height of carnival season, when Trinidadians are their most distracted, even more than we're normally distracted. it's so sly, you know, it screams of duplicity, and you know he has some kind of hidden agenda there. And I'm hoping that people watching this will tell their friends and let people know and call Trinidadians abroad and let them see this and let them know what is going on, because we're so busy with our daily lives that I don't want him to just slip something under the door and before you wake up and then you realize, how did we get here? How is he president? I don't know. Nothing about this proposal seems logical or justified. There are so many other pressing issues that this country needs to have addressed. You know, we have a failing healthcare system, no kind of traffic management, and a country that is dependent on oil, and no economy that's based post